So when I go out today, like I'll give you an example. Like if I go somewhere, I mean, I'm freaking human. And this thought of like, I'm going to Greece and so here's the difference. So this thought.
Okay, hold on, because this is perfect. I'm going to preface this with anticipatory anxiety questions. Since you're going to Greece, okay, I'm going to say the questions, and then there's a good chance what you're going to say is probably going to answer these.
Yeah.
I'm flying July 4th, haven't flown in 10 years, and would love any tips for anticipatory anxiety during flight trips. And here's another one, the more advanced notice I have about an anxiety producing event, the more anxious I become about it. I would love to be able to use this lead time in the opposite way, to feel less anxious as the event approaches. Any tips? So anybody else want to pop in on the chat or the Q&A with their, like not just we're not just fighting how we feel, we fight how we think we're going to feel. So I'm guessing that's what you were going to start talking about. So I wanted to throw those questions in there so that they got answered too.
Michelle, may I just point out one thing that stood out to me? Can you tell me what to do so I can feel less anxious before trips? You just gave yourself the answer, right?
Yeah.
Because you are, by trying to feel less anxious, you are essentially saying, I don't want to feel anxiety. And that is resistance. And here we go again. So instead of trying to feel less anxious, don't care about feeling anxious. Make it your goal to care less about the anxiety. If you do that, then you will feel better as a byproduct. Feeling better will be a consequence of caring less about the anxiety and not doing things and finding a sophisticated technique to alleviate your anxiety leading up to the trip.
And caring less comes as another byproduct of doing less. Right? So it's like when I have that thought of what if, I say, well, then I guess I'll feel anxious on the plane. Well, I can feel anxious right now. What level is it? Is it a 2 right now? Well, let's get it to a 4 because I can notice those things, can't control them, don't need to get rid of them, don't need to stare at them. I can feel them. Again, focus on where you're like, you can actually send energy to. You're sending energy to thoughts, feelings, sensations. You spin on the hamster wheel. Right? So send it someplace that's constructive. It's not constructive. You don't go anywhere but spin. At least this way you put your car into gear and you drive, right? Otherwise you're just revving the engine. You're not doing anything.
That's exactly how it feels, Michelle.
Vroom, vroom,
all the time, right? You're like, why is it stopping and your foot is on the gas constantly? Why is it still there?
Stages of progress and confidence, it's really interesting because so like I'll give you a before and after. So like before, when I was going somewhere, and trust me, I needed this, and I'm not judging this, and I just am aware of the stages of progress and confidence. So I'm going somewhere that's causing a lot of anticipatory anxiety. And again, please, I'm not judging this because I needed the same thing. I just want you to know the evolution of it. Do I have my Dare book with me? Do I have Barry's applications that I can get access to? Do I have this? Do I have that? And do I have this? All normal things. But my thought process was, I need these things so I hopefully prevent the feeling of having
just in case.
Just in case. I'm not judging that, and I needed that at that time. Okay, I just wasn't equipped and ready, and I needed everything that I could. And I'm glad that I did those things. But I'm going to Greece, and I will tell you, I'm human. In respect to, do I ever have moments where old response might be my initial thought? Absolutely. So, but here's the difference. And this is where I know progress and confidence has been made. Because I couldn't go out of the country. There was no way in hell you were getting me out of the country.
Remember.
And so that thought, so here's my next response to that flash response was, I really don't care if you're there or not. You're coming. If you're there, you're there. I don't really, doesn't mean, I really don't care if I have anxiety anymore. I really don't care what my feelings are around being afraid of them. They're just feelings, they're just sensations, and they're just thoughts. And that was it. It was gone. It wasn't this, I better have my Dare book with me. Let me listen to 4 of Barry's apps so I don't have to feel this way right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, am I back to square one? I had a flashing thought. Am I going back? Am I losing all the ground that I've gained? And no, I'm human. And so what, Patrick?
Right.
I don't really care if I have anxiety anymore. If it comes, great, bring it on. And it's gone. So I don't care about the feeling anymore. I don't care about the thought anymore. I don't care about the sensation anymore. I just don't care if anxiety comes anymore. If it comes, great. And by having that attitude, it doesn't come and stick around at all. It doesn't, it's not interested in me anymore.
Right.
It's
Without an expectation of it not being there. Right. Because that's where everybody gets, oh, I'm saying I accept and allow, but it still came. I'm like,
right.
Ken, you said it good. So it came. It's here. Now what? Now you're mad.
When you truly, and I'm going to use this word very strongly, when you truly don't give a shit, whether it's there or not, you've made it.
Yes. Amen. Absolutely.
You have found
Be willing to have it. That's my favorite phrase. Be willing to have it. And you can apply this to every situation. Be willing to have your shitty thoughts. Be willing to have panic attacks on the flight. Be willing to have that. Willingness is key. Think about it this way. Everybody who steps into a car is 100% willing to have a car accident. We are taking that risk 100%, and we're still doing it. Same with stepping into a plane.
Aida, let me add in driving for you too, so you can answer these driving questions as well. Since you're talking about cars, same exact thing, right? I am willing to accept the idea that something might happen. So I just want to say these questions so that they've been said, so we can see they're being answered. Even if I don't say them, they're probably being answered, right? How do I overcome thoughts of driving? Not necessarily accident, but that I feel trapped. Right? That comes up a lot with driving, like on a bridge or in the middle of nowhere when a stretch of road, or no exits, no houses, no buildings along roads, just trees and open fields. Okay. I have panic attacks on busy main roads, bridges, which makes it impossible to use exposure therapy. Do you have any ideas or solutions? Yeah, we do. I suddenly stopped driving last year after a bad panic attack. I'm slowly driving again around my neighborhood, but cannot seem to get past 10-minute drives, and fast areas scare me, and I get bad at stoplights, even as a passenger. What tips do you have for me to get past this? I'm going back to work in 3 weeks, and I need to be able to drive and feel free again. So I wanted to throw those in as you were talking about driving, and then just keep going. But this way, people who are, I'm hearing how this would be relevant to the driving questions.
So forget about your goal of driving and feeling fine. Just forget it. Forget it. Scratch that. It's not going to happen. If you want to feel free and calm while you drive, you will have to drive and feel shitty and panicky and anxious. Imagine if you have to, if you want to get to this goal, you first have to drive here in order to get there. Your first goal is driving and feeling shitty and feeling panicky and experiencing that, although you are having a panic attack and feel anxious and have these thoughts, nothing is happening. The worst case scenario is not coming true. You are not fainting in your car in the middle of a bridge, causing a massive accident with 20, 30 cars behind you, killing everybody around you.
And I die and you die. Now I'm at my own funeral and I can see me at my own funeral and it's so sad and I'm crying and my family's crying, right? Who visualizes their own funeral because you felt like dizzy in the car for 3 seconds and now you've got it all, like the flowers, the lilies, right? We have it all planned in like a second like that.
Yes. So ponder this and be okay with that. Make the choice, make the conscious decision to be uncomfortable while you do these things. Because if it wouldn't be uncomfortable, you wouldn't have an anxiety issue, right? There is no way around it. The amygdala only learns by action. It's a dumb organ. It's very, very dumb, very old, doesn't listen. You can have as much intellectual knowledge and wisdom and know there by heart and
Probably
how
have more of a problem if you're like that. The brighter you are, the
Yes.
smarter you are, the more
Let's read
intellectual,
it once
logical you
again.
are.
Maybe it clicks then. Let me just
Mhm.
read it again. Let's follow this Instagram account. Oh, let's read the success story. So, because there is this need of more, because there's just one puzzle missing so that I can get moving. No, you know everything you need to know. You have everything in you. Do it. You must do it. Without the doing, nothing will happen.
You're
And
fired today, girl.
well, do it. No, it's true. I don't mean to make fun of it because I know how scary and uncomfortable this can feel. But as Patrick said, there is no other way around that.
Right.
And unfortunately, on one hand, but I actually don't like to say unfortunately, because you grow so much from that experience, knowing what you're made of, how much strength you have, that transfers to other areas of your life. You don't only get confident driving on bridges, you get so much more confident in other areas of your life.
Right. And then this confidence to let yourself feel fear, right? That fear is not danger. And somebody posted way back sorry. Oh, somebody came on that hasn't been on a long time, just posted in the chat. Sorry, I just was looking at that. Like somebody was saying, well, when it's just fear, like that's exactly our problem, right? Like Aida was saying, when there's context, right? Bear, fear, we're looking at the bear, not the fear. Body's cranking out fear, but the focus is on the bear. So I feel all this feeling, but I'm staring at the bear. When there's no bear, there's fear, but without context. So now it doesn't just feel scary, it feels danger. And we're like, oh, this feels danger. Where's the danger? So since there's no bear, we find the next best thing. So now we go, well, this sucks. Well, let's get rid of this. So instead of fighting the bear, again, your alarm knows fight. It knows how you treat situations. So your alarm knows when you do this, when you do this. So when we're doing this for a bear, it's great. Your fear will keep pumping. As long as the bear is still there, we will keep fighting. When the bear dies, we stop fighting. Our alarm knows when we stop fighting. That's where the whole, I feel like it's going to last forever comes from, because there's no bear to kill, right? So we're trying to kill these things. I just got to kill these thoughts, kill these sensations, kill this, right? Get rid of these things, and that'll be my bear. And when I slay the bear, then I'll stop fighting. And that's where I think that forever comes in, because it's a forever fight. Mm-hmm. The fight is what you're doing forever. But we think, I keep feeling, I have to keep fighting. No, you keep fighting is the problem. So hoping this is going to click for a lot of people with this.